Hey, what's up? Welcome. If you're already subscribed and part of the family, welcome back to my channel and thanks for joining for another video. If you have not subscribed yet, or this is your first time here with us, with the family, then my name is Tyler with an O and I am so glad to have you. The pleasure is most definitely yours. Yes, thank you, I know. So anyways, what we're here to talk about today, I kind of felt, I don't want to say an obligation, but a duty to kind of follow up and revisit this topic. I don't know if you guys remember, but when I first started my channel, I think it was maybe like my second video was my first Tyler with the Topic video, and I talked about my personal experience as far as like self-esteem, depression, self-image, like just things like that. And I just kind of wanted to vent and talk about like my experience and share that with you guys just to have some type of relatability. And from that, I did get a lot of interaction, a lot of engagement, a lot of people reaching out to me, DMing me, thanking me for like sharing that. Not only that, but also just like telling their stories or talking about how much like it hits home for them or that's what they're going through. And I'm sorry, the video is no longer viewable on my channel just because that's not where I'm at right now, and I don't know. I have it, it's for me. That part is for me. It was kind of something where I wanted to see like months down the line, years down the line, however long it took. When I'm not in that headspace, I just wanted to see my progress. So that was kind of just like a marker to see where I am now. And that's why we're here today. That's what I mean by saying like I have a duty to kind of revisit the topic, because I'm not in the same headspace that I was when I first made that video. My mind has changed about some things, and I've just discovered and learned a lot about myself and about the topic. And so I just want to sit down and share that with you today. Kind of give you an update of where I'm at and just some things that I've learned, things that I've realized. So months and months ago, I would say like I was just in a really negative state of mind in terms of like self-esteem, self-confidence, self-image, and it just really, I would say, like I don't like to use the term like depression lightly. I feel like it is being a bit overused now, and people are sad about some things and they're like, oh, I'm depressed, or like, oh, I'm in a depression, or I'm going into a depression, like, but it's not. I'm not a psychologist. I don't know how you would classify depression, but to me, I feel like what separates sadness from depression is when your baseline is sad. And what I mean by that is that you can still have happy moments. I still would go out about my day and hang around with friends and go out and have a good time and be happy. But it's like from that happiness, I never went back to, okay, now I'm just normal. From that happiness, I went back to sadness. And it wasn't until even those moments of happiness were just so temporary, to where I felt like I had to constantly surround myself, constantly distract myself to be happy, because there was no normal for me. It was just going back to sadness. If this is making sense, I really hope this is making sense. And so I say that because I just wanted it to be known that the sadness wasn't temporary, and that's why I considered myself to be depressed. The sadness wasn't going away. I can cover it with some happiness, or I will have bouts of happy moments or other emotions, but it always just came back to being sad. When the day was done, I went to sleep at night upset and sad. I was going through like a lot of issues with just my self-concept. I don't want to say image or esteem, like self-concept, my idea of myself. I mean, on the topic of image, I just really was not happy with the way that I looked. I don't know if there was like a little bit of slight body dysmorphia going on, where like I would look in the mirror, because like I was comfortable enough to share these things obviously with you guys, but also with some of my close friends, and it's literally like everybody's just like, I don't know what you're talking about, like, you look fine, or you know, the things that you're nitpicking out aren't bad, like it's you know what I'm saying, like it just wasn't a big deal. In no way, shape, or form am I saying it's okay to invalidate somebody's feelings. Like what I was feeling was definitely valid, and whether they saw it or not, it's definitely how I was feeling. But from that, I just took small steps. I'm not even gonna say small steps, but I started taking steps to change those things that I didn't like about myself. And I'll say like one of those was about my body. And if you follow me on Instagram, then you know, then I briefly touched on it, but because it is like a personal journey for me, I haven't really gone into great detail. But in terms of like just certain goals and milestones that I set for myself to achieve in terms of my body, I started achieving that and I started being serious about it. I got fed up with being sad or not liking the way I look in my clothes or not liking what I see in the mirror, and I just got frustrated. It was no longer like, oh, I'm sad, I'm moping, I'm upset about it, like this is never gonna change. It's like, no, I'm about to make this shit change. Like I'm over it. I'm over it. So anyways, I've been on like kind of like a little fitness journey. I don't even want to say fitness, but just an overall wellness journey, and I'm starting to see results, and it's just made me so much happier in terms of image. Like even the problems with my body, in correcting some of those, I've started to like my face more, you know? Like it's a whole package. So doing one thing can definitely lift up other areas, and I just wish I was more, I can vocalize these feelings and things that I have in a better way to make you understand. So I'm really hoping that I'm making sense to a lot of you. But yeah, so that's the first thing I wanted to say is do the work. Like do the work. You can't, I was stuck and I felt like things weren't gonna change, or it wasn't worth changing, or I don't know, I don't know, but I was just stuck. And then when I decided to get active in making things happen and making these changes happen and actually trying to see if I can make a difference in my attitude and myself, it works. So I just want to say, like, don't be discouraged in terms of thinking that you can't fix things or things won't get better, because they definitely will. It's not only the physical part of you actually having to get up and go do it, but also the mental thing. Like, you can't keep blocking yourself. And I said this in the first video, and I'm a firm believer, you are your worst enemy. You are your worst enemy. And I'll say it again, you are your worst enemy. Because if you go into making the change but still thinking negatively about it, it's not gonna add up. You gotta have a certain degree of optimism to meet your efforts, and it's gonna match, and you'll start to see progress, and you're gonna be happy about it. More importantly, I didn't even really want to talk about image. I kind of just wanted to talk about this new mindset that I'm in, I guess, and it's just made me so happy, and the only way I can refer to it is just like freedom. I've allowed myself and granted myself a certain level of freedom that I didn't necessarily give myself before, and I thought that I was, and that was the issue. I thought that I was a free spirit. I thought that I didn't give a fuck about what people thought or what people said and all things like that, and I thought that that's how I was living my life, and I was still dissatisfied. It wasn't until I started actually practicing what I was preaching to realize that I was dissatisfied because I wasn't there yet. You know what I mean? Okay, so what I mean by like the freedom thing is like, I've really begun to do what makes me happy. I was trying to be a people pleaser, and this goes with like relationships that I've been in, or just like with school, or starting the YouTube thing, or being like, you know, social media. We're in that era. Like, you all know what I'm talking about, so it is what it is, and we're just gonna leave it at that. Even in terms of like the makeup, I'm coming to you right now full beat, okay, fully baked, and I'm happy in it. You know, I feel comfortable, and that was the thing. Like, I just felt so uncomfortable, or I'm like, I don't want to go out of the house in makeup because, like, what are people gonna think, or I'm gonna look crazy, or I don't want to wear this because, you know, I might look crazy, or I don't want to say this, I don't want to post this, or I don't want people to see this, that, or the fourth. Like, I was just so concerned with everybody's perception of me that it was preventing me and holding me back from doing things that I really wanted to do, no matter how simple they were. Putting on makeup, talking about certain things, singing certain songs, bumping certain music at stoplights, and I'm just being real. And so it wasn't until I just really had to, and I don't want to like sound like that person, but it was really like, you don't pay my bills. High key, that's kind of what I would tell myself daily. Like, it's just like, oh, I want to go out and I want to be full beat. Ooh, but people are going to have a problem with it. At the end of the day, my bills are still due on the first of the month, and I can give a fuck about your opinion. And then, I mean, we can roll that going back into image. Like, there was some, oh, I don't want to wear this, I don't want to do this, I don't want to look a certain way. But at the same time, if that's what makes me feel good, then what does it matter? So going back to like the whole freedom thing, like freedom to like things, freedom to to try things, freedom to have experiences, freedom to allow myself to discover myself, freedom to learn myself. In terms of like relationships, and with this could be really detrimental, and this might be a situation that a lot of you are in, but you know, when we're dating or getting to know somebody, we're really trying to put our best foot forward. We're trying to get them to like us, essentially. They're dating our representative. They're talking to our representative, but it's not always our true self. And that was the thing. I would always say, like, you know, well, I am who I am, take me or leave me, da 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 da. But I wasn't practicing that. I would say it, but that's not what I was doing. I was still concerned with, oh, they're not gonna like me, or ooh, what if they stop texting me back if I say this, or ooh, let me not crack this joke because I don't want them to think that I'm this or whatever. But it just came to a point where, like, if I want someone to accept me, I want them to accept me. You see what I'm saying? Let that sink in. If I want someone to accept me, I want them to accept me. Not the me that they want me to be. Not the idea of the me that I could be. Not the me that they want to see. And I mean, it's definitely easier said than done, but at the end of the day, if they don't like something that you're doing, they don't support your vision, they don't like your sense of humor, they don't like your style, they don't like to see you in makeup, whatever the case might be, then baby girl, that's not the person for you. Bottom line, like plain and simple. And that helped me. That opened up so much for me. That took such a weight off of my shoulders, because it was just like, because I'm happy. I'm happy now. I'm living my life, you know, I'm saying and doing what I want to do. I'm no longer, I'm free, you know, I don't know. I really hope I'm making sense, and I hope that this doesn't sound as cliche as I feel like it's sounding, because it's really was helpful for me. I don't know. And maybe like there's probably people watching this who are just like, you know, I've always been that way. Like, what's new? Like, you act like you're discovering something. Well, newsflash, bitch. Not everybody is that way. Okay, not everybody has had the luxury, has had the privilege of knowing what it's been like to live a life where they truly were independent and really could care less about what other people were thinking about them, or other people judging them, or what other people value. And I'm not saying that you need to be ignorant, and I'm not saying that you need to be inconsiderate. Like, I'm not one of those people who's just like, I'm blunt, I'm honest, I speak what's on my mind, like, I don't care how you feel about it. Like, no, I think that's so tacky, and that's so ignorant, and it's so untrue. Be mindful of others, yes, but don't allow others to hold you back. Because again, you're your own worst enemy. I can do bad by myself. I can think poorly of myself by myself. I can bring myself down. I can call myself every name in the book and make myself feel like shit. I don't need you to do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I don't care what you have to say. If I'm silencing myself and my worst enemy, then who are you? Like, then you don't matter. As long as you know what I'm saying? In dealing with my sadness and my issues with myself, the concept of myself, my perception of myself, it has really helped me to become more independent in thought. The problem is, I don't feel like a lot of you don't know what makes you happy. A lot of you, it's not that you don't know what you want in life. It's not that you don't know how to fix these issues. You're afraid to. I was afraid to. I was afraid of the confrontation between others and values, and I was afraid of taking that step forward and not feeling the satisfaction that I thought I was gonna feel, because then it's like, okay, I did all of that for nothing, you know? But you gotta take the step, because once I took the step, I was like, oh shit, like, I'm here, and it feels good, like I like this, and I'm not going back. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Comment down below, like, let me know, am I making sense? Like, comment, please comment. I love engaging with you guys, and I love talking about things like this. Am I making sense? Like, am I relating? Am I wrong? Like, let me know. Like, I don't know. If you have any questions, ask them, and yes, I said ask. And give this video a thumbs up. Share this video if you think that it'll be helpful to somebody else, any of your friends or family. And more importantly, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any more of this Tyler with the No goodness. And then I will catch you guys all on my next video. Peace.